Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Evolve. Episode 2. Today we're going to be trying Maggie out for the first time. She's a trapper, and she's got some unique abilities that I'm a really big fan of. Basically, the trapper's job in Evolve is to make sure the monster is contained and stopped as much as possible. They are not a substantial damage dealer. They're very similar to the medic in that respect. In that, you know, they obviously have offensive weapons, but they're kind of more secondary to their prime objective, which is for the trapper to stop the monster and contain it as much as possible. Now, Maggie has an interesting way of doing this. She's the default trapper. She's the first one you get. And Maggie has a couple of interesting ways of doing that. She has her pet trap jaw, Daisy. It took me a second. I was gonna call the trap jaw Maggie too, and I'm like, no, that's not her name. Daisy she's not really that important in that she's not really going to do anything for you. She's gonna track the monster, but you are just following behind the monster tracks. It's not really. She doesn't really. You never want to be following the monster. You always want to be heading the monster off, because, you know, if you're just following it around, it's just gonna hit level 3, and you're gonna get wrecked by it. The real benefit of having Daisy is that she will revive fallen hunters. And that is really helpful. You know, if you're playing, you know, an assault or a medic or whatever, and somebody else goes down, let's say the trapper goes down, you know, you don't have to stop what you're doing to worry about reviving. You can kind of, hopefully, fingers crossed, trust Daisy to go ahead and you know, revive your comrade. But you can see here another weapon that she's got. Her primary basically monster slowing item, I guess, is the harpoon trap. Now, other trappers, Griffin and Abe, also have variations on this. Griffin has an actual harpoon gun that he uses, and Abe has stasis grenades that slow the monster. I like these a little bit better because you can kind of trap the monster. You can kind of set up like a trap for the monster. You place like 4 or 5 of these babies down, and you can just, you know, lure the monster to you, especially if it's level 3. This is something that I really like to do with Markov, Bucket, and Maggie. I like to, because they all 3 of them have items that you can set up in one specific spot, turrets, mines, and these traps, and you basically just, you know, you can get all of these items all in the same spot or around the similar spot, and you lure the monster to your power relay, and you can just thrash them right there. You know, it can be a big advantage, you know, right at the beginning for a monster to run into 5 arc mines, you know, plus being ripped up by by Bucket's turrets and everything else. It can really be the difference maker between, you know, winning and losing a match, especially if the monster's level 3, because that's, you know, regardless of the monster you're fighting, a level 3 monster is not something you want to tango with at all. But these harpoon traps are very nice, and they're basically, you know, they're fire and forget. You know, you can throw down a couple, and then, you know, you don't have to. You can focus on other things. It's not bad. Her primary, you know, damage-dealing weapon is the SMG. It's not bad. It's not great. I mainly focus on setting up harpoon traps, even with the mobile arena down, and set up properly. I usually just focus on throwing down as many of the harpoon traps as I can before really switching to damage. I'm definitely more reliant on the support and on the assault for damage, especially when I'm playing Trapper. And of course, her fourth ability is her class ability, which is the Mobile Arena. And as you could see earlier, just a couple of seconds ago, I absolutely missed the monster. The Mobile Arena is a very tricky... It's very tricky, and it's crucial. It is absolutely crucial that the Mobile Arena go up at the right time. Because if you miss the monster and throw up the Mobile Arena... you still have to wait for that cooldown. And so, now you've basically, you've lost... The Mobile Arena is the most important thing to have up. The Trapper and the Medic are the two definitely most targeted classes by the monster, because if you can get the Trapper to go down, as the monster, that will bring the Mobile Arena down, and that will make it so you can escape. Which is extremely important, especially if the monster gets caught, early on. So I feel like the Trapper gets targeted, it gets focused by the monster almost as much as the Medic does. Just so that, if you can... It's important. The Mobile Arena, changes the entire flow of combat, and, because the monster is faster than you. There's... Even with, Kyrie... oh, shit. He just popped right out in front of me. I forgot about that. And see, I got him this time. But, even with the acceleration boost on the Medic, it's still incredibly difficult to keep up with the monster unless you're ahead of the game. And if you are, then good luck, I guess. But the Mobile Arena slows things down and gives hunters the advantage that they need to, be able to fight the monster on in an enclosed space. And as you can see there, I think Daisy's trying to revive the Medic and is not successful due to the fact that the monster was focusing it. But oh, there we go. Yeah, but it was this first fight was a little rough. I think this is actually literally my first gameplay as Maggie on this particular map on Aviary. Aviary, this is a really fun map too, because you've got the big center area, which is kind of like a greenhouse zoo kind of feel to it, very Jurassic Park, I think. Whereas the outside sections of the map are these, cold, tundra, barren, wastelandy, areas, and the monster has a lot of places to hide, and there are a lot of, vertical aspects, especially on the outside of the map, and it's a really cool map, and I really like Aviary. It's a very cool map. Oh man, saved by the giant pillar on that one. But, yeah, Trapper is definitely one of the, is an essential member of your team that you definitely need to keep alive, almost as much as I would say you need to keep the Medic alive, especially if you can catch the monster early on, and, you need to keep the Trapper alive to keep the Mobile Arena up as long as possible to get that early kill. Now, obviously, here we've had some problems trying to kill the monster and keep it contained, but we do eventually succeed in killing it, and it's definitely a difficult fight. Goliath is definitely the hardest monster to kill at level 1, whereas he's kind of more average level 3. And he's a real tough cookie to crack. But that's been your training video here. This is my training video on the Trapper class for Maggie here. Up next will more than likely be one of the Medics, and then I will be doing the Assault, and then we're going to be getting into the actual multiplayer aspects of the game, and we're going to be checking that out.